You were meant to hear that. While you sleep, invisible forces begin to move, a forgotten ritual, banned by many. Now it is awakening. He does not ask permission. It opens paths that have been blocked for centuries. Money, opportunities, right people, everything realigns. But there is a detail. If you listen to the end, there is no turning back. Because when this ritual is activated, nothing in your life remains the same. Now tell me, how many times have you woken up feeling like life is stuck, like something is out of place, like an invisible block holds back everything that's rightfully yours? You try, you insist, you dedicate yourself, but the feeling is that some hidden force is always pulling the handbrake. What if I told you that this force really exists, but that it can also be reversed, transformed into momentum, in liberation? Most people live trapped in unconscious cycles. Inherited mental programming, dense energies accumulated, forgotten traumas. All of this forms a fog around the mind, obscuring the power you carry within you. And that's exactly where the ritual comes in. Not as a superstition, but as a profound reprogramming. A key that turns when the world is silent, while you sleep. You'll understand why this works so powerfully. And no, it's not magic. It is consciousness. It's quantum physics with a soul. It's the law of attraction as you've never seen it before. Not as a wish loose in the wind, but as a code of reality. A magnetic field that responds to the frequency you emit. Not to the words you say, but to what you vibrate at the subtlest level. That's why while you sleep, the ritual makes sense. Because it is in deep sleep that the ego's defenses come down. It is in this state that the subconscious, the true creator of your reality, opens, receptive, vulnerable, ready to receive new commands. If you know what to insert there, you literally redraw your timeline. But be careful. What you think before going to sleep, what you feel, what you believe, all of this crystallizes in your reality imperceptibly. Sleeping with anger, fear, or frustration is a ritual too, only it's the ritual of stagnation. You repeat, without realizing it, the same pattern night after night, and when he wakes up, the world remains the same. Opportunities slip away, money moves away, relationships fall apart. Now imagine the opposite. Imagine sleeping with your energy clear, with a clear intention programmed, with a command activated in your subconscious. Imagine waking up and realizing that something has moved, that doors have opened, that an email has arrived, that a certain person has crossed your path. And all this without forced effort. This is no coincidence. This is harmony. It is cause and effect on a level that few dare to explore. You may be wondering, but why have I never been told this before? Because it messes with the roots. This really empowers. It takes you out of control of systems that profit from your doubt, from your low self-esteem, from your disconnection. When you understand that you can manifest realities while you sleep, you become dangerous to everything that wants to keep you stuck on automatic. This ritual does not require blind faith. He demands presence. He demands a decision. And most importantly, it requires you to stop doubting yourself. Have you ever noticed how your dreams have hidden messages? How do certain thoughts come out of nowhere in the middle of the night, as if someone is trying to tell you something? What if it wasn't just imagination? What if it was your own higher consciousness trying to wake you up? Many people spend their lives ignoring these signs. But who pays attention? Who really listens? Discover a portal. And that's what we're going to talk about. But first, take a deep breath. Feel what is vibrating inside you right now. There is a calling, and you know it. If this video has found you, it's because something bigger is moving. Something that you may not be able to explain logically, but deep down, it makes total sense. The truth is, you've never been closer to unlocking something that's always been yours. And if so far you've felt something, if something inside you has recognized what I am saying, then it is already part of it. Take advantage now and subscribe to the channel. Leave your like. It's not because of the number, it's because of frequency. Every time you connect with this type of content, you send a clear signal to the universe. I'm ready, and the universe responds. Now, come back with me. What is this ritual, in fact? It is simple, but powerful. It is a set of mental, emotional, and energetic commands applied at the most neglected time of your day, the minutes before bed. This is when your brain enters alpha and then theta frequency, opening the door to the unconscious. That's when you plant the seeds that will bloom the next day and in your life. What almost no one talks about is that what you feel while sleeping shapes your field of attraction with an absurd force, more than loose affirmations or visualizations during the day. At night, it's the golden moment. This is when the higher self takes the helm, when your rational mind falls silent, and when you can dialogue directly with the source code of your reality. Now, here comes the point that few are ready to hear. Most people try to manifest big things with a mind programmed for scarcity. They ask for abundance, but they sleep in fear of tomorrow. They desire love, but they carry guilt and rejection. They want freedom, but they feel they don't deserve it. You only manifest what you believe is possible. And that's where the secret of this process comes in. You need to reprogram the sense of entitlement. You need to realign your emotional body to the new frequency you want to experience. And that's what this ritual does. It starts subtly, but as it repeats, it implodes the old beliefs. It removes the hidden blocks. It clears the frequency. And then, you see, you begin to realize that what once seemed too far away, now it approaches lightly. You think of something, and the phone rings. You visualize a situation and it appears before you, and it's no coincidence. It is vibration adjustment. It is conscious manifestation. It's you using finally the law of attraction as it really works. From the inside out, not the other way around. If all this is messing with you, if it's making sense even without being able to explain why, then you're all set. And if you want to take the next step, feel it deeper. In a guided way, there is something waiting for you in the first pinned comment. Click when you're ready. Now, breathe, because what comes next is the most powerful revelation of all, the one that changes everything. While you sleep, you don't just rest, you open up. Your body may be motionless, but your consciousness is in motion, traveling through invisible layers, moving between worlds, accessing forgotten archives. It is there, in this space between wakefulness and the unknown, that the ritual takes place. And the most curious thing, you don't even have to believe it right away. Because ritual does not depend on logic. It operates between the lines of your energy. Most people still try to change their lives with physical exertion. He works harder, runs harder, thinks more, but what no one says, and what many don't even suspect, is that reality doesn't respond to their effort. It responds to your vibration. You can work day and night, but if you're vibrating scarcity, the universe understands that that's what you want to keep. And he responds with more scarcity, because that's what you're transmitting. But the vibration is not what you think it is. It is what you feel deeply, where you think no one else sees. That's why sleep is so crucial. When you sleep, the mask falls. What remains is what you really believe, what you feel as truth. And that's what the universe hears. Now think with me. Have you ever noticed that on certain days you wake up with a different feeling? Like you went through something overnight? A strange dream, an emotion without explanation, a memory that doesn't even seem yours. This happens because while you sleep, you are connecting with a part of you that is beyond time, a part that already knows who you can become, and that part is constantly trying to guide you back home, for your true frequency, to its natural state of abundance. But there is a block, and it was installed a long time ago. From an early age, you learned to doubt. He learned that dreaming big was dangerous, that wishing too much was greed, that believing in oneself was arrogance, that the world is hard, and that only those who suffer win. These ideas became standards, and these patterns have become walls. Now, you are always trying to manifest with a heavy heart, expecting miracles, but doubting all the time if they are possible. And the universe answers, yes, it is possible, but only if you give me a clear signal. And that signal starts at night, with the right ritual, with the right frequency. At this point, you may be thinking, but how do I change my vibration? How do I feel anything different if I'm surrounded by problems? And here comes the twist. You don't have to pretend that everything is fine. You just need to stop identifying with what's wrong. You are not the scarcity. You're in it, for now. But it's not her. You are not the rejection. Neither is the debt, nor failure. You are the consciousness that can change all of that. And when you sleep, you can decide which version of yours will continue. Therefore, before going to sleep, do not take the problems with you. Take the vision. Take the feel of what you want to create. Visualize, yes, but feel as if it were already real. Imagine details, textures, voices, smells, places. But most of all, imagine what you'd be feeling if everything had already happened. It is this feeling that is heard on the subtle plane. This is the ritual, and the more you repeat it, the more your subconscious accepts it as truth. And when he accepts, everything changes, because the subconscious is the invisible architect of your life. Everything you see out there was born in here. The money you don't have yet isn't far away. It is in a line of reality that you have not yet accessed. The right person, the ideal job, the freedom you are looking for are a vibrational deviation away. And the key to this deviation, it's in what you emit before bed. Now I ask you, what have you been feeding your mind with the last few nights? What were your last thoughts before closing your eyes? How often have you been falling asleep? If you've been falling asleep worried, anxious, blaming yourself, or feeling insufficient, you are giving your subconscious a self-sabotaging command. He is saying, this is what I believe is possible for me. But you can reverse that today. Because the truth is that reality is not solid. It is moldable. It is alive, and it responds exactly to your internal state. When you change the way you fall asleep, you change the way you wake up. And when you change the way you wake up, changes the way you live. Your mind doesn't sleep. She works non-stop, and it works for what you program before you close your eyes. Now look closely. You don't need to know how everything will happen. That is the mistake. The rational mind wants to control the way. But the universe doesn't need your logic. It needs your surrender. The how it is with him. What's up to you? You just need to vibrate in the direction of what you want, with truth. And this is the most powerful time of the day to do this. Before bed. That's when you plant. And the fruits. They arrive at the right time. Sometimes in hours, sometimes in days, sometimes in such surprising ways that you'll be sure that something extraordinary has happened. And it really will. But he needs to keep the ritual. It needs to be repeated. You need to trust. You are not here by chance. This video did not appear to you by mistake. You've been drawn to something that's already in motion. And if you felt it this far, if something touched your chest, it is because this ritual has already begun to activate within you. And if you want to feel it more deeply, there's something waiting for you in the first pinned comment. Click and allow yourself to live what you can't even explain yet. Now the moment I promised at the beginning has arrived. The most powerful revelation of all. It is not in the books. It's not in pretty phrases spread across the networks. It is not in repeated mantras without feeling. She is in a blind spot, in a place inside you that few have the courage to access. And the reason is simple. This revelation requires you to face your own creation. What are you living today? It was you who manifested it. I know. This idea can be annoying. It may even generate resistance. But listen calmly. You have not consciously manifested the pain, the scarcity, the losses. Of course not. But you have manifested the frequency that allowed this to come in. Not because you deserved to suffer, but because he was unconscious, sleeping awake, repeating the patterns of past generations, carrying traumas that were not even theirs, obeying rules that never made sense. But here's the point. If you created this, then you can also uncreate. And you can uncreate, can create again. Best. With awareness. This is the revelation. Power has never been out. It has always been in you. But no one taught you how to use it. The ritual of the night is just the beginning. He is the spark. But the fire is in your decision. In the decision to change the story even without knowing how it ends. In the decision to believe in something bigger, even if the whole world tells you otherwise. Do you want to see your reality change? So stop sleeping like someone defeated. Start sleeping like someone who has already won. Imagine, every night, that your life is already exactly as you would like it to be. Not as an empty exercise, but as an experience, as an inner truth. Feel, breathe like that person, think like her, give thanks like her. Because, energetically, that version of you already exists. You just need to tune in. And every time you do that, something inside you repositions itself. You begin to reject situations that you once accepted. It starts to attract different people. He begins to have ideas that seem to come out of nowhere, but they don't come out of nowhere. They come from a mind that is finally connecting with the source. You stop living trying to protect yourself and begins to live to expand. This is how you change a life. Not with magic formulas, but with small decisions, consistence, calm rituals that reprogram the soul, night after night. Life doesn't owe you anything, and at the same time, she's ready to give you everything. But it needs a direction, of a frequency. And this frequency starts when you stop negotiating with scarcity and go to sleep with the certainty that you deserve the best. Not as a costume, but as a natural right. You're not here to survive. It's here to create. Create possibilities, create beauty, create abundance, create connections. And you do it all the time, without even realizing it. Now is the time to realize, to choose, to wake up knowing that something has been triggered, to live each day with the echo of a silent ritual, which is repeated while the world sleeps. You don't need to understand everything right now. You just need to feel. And keep going. Keep applying. Keep feeling. Keep cleaning yourself up from the old stories. Because the more you practice, the more the universe responds. And he responds generously, immediate, unexpected. When you fall in line, the world realigns with you. It's not about controlling anything. It's about liberating. Release the limited version of yourself. Release the beliefs that told you you couldn't. Releasing pain as identity. And sleep, finally, as someone who is at peace with what is to come. From today on, may each night of yours be sacred. That every time your eyes close, a new reality is being sewn together. In silence, in the dark, in the secret language of vibration. Because while you sleep, everything moves. And when you wake up, the new one is already waiting for you. If that message touched something in you, so leave your like and subscribe to the channel now. This keeps that energy alive and sends a direct signal to the universe that you're ready for more. I'll see you in the next video. But until then, may your next night be the beginning of everything you always knew deep down was possible.